Oh man, I missed the button. Now I can play over something.
It's silence!
Every time I try to play.
Okay, okay, there we go. There we go. There's a pre-intro mess around. Hello guys, and welcome. Currently we're in our pre-intro mess around, pre-live stream mess around period. Hello guys, and welcome. Currently we're in our pre-intro mess around. Pre-live stream mess around period. Mustang. Mustang. Echoes.
Hello.
Mustang.
I'm still here.
Mustang. Echo.
Mustang.
You're echoing.
Echo. What?
You're echoing.
You're echoing to live stream.
I'm still here.
Mustang. Echo.
Mustang.
You're echoing to live stream, dude.
Echo. What?
You're echoing.
You're echoing to live stream. Like mute to live stream if you're gonna be in this channel, please.
I don't have the.
There's someone sneezing. Like
I don't have the live. I don't have the live stream on.
In that case, then you're.
Oh fuck's sake!
Someone have the live stream open on their side and it is echoing like crap. Anyways, that's a 5-minute. Anyways, just as a fair note, the pre-intro mess around period is a 5-minute long period where we just generally mess around and have things happen.
Why is it this thing? Why am I the boss you could have? It was you. Why is it this thing? Why am I the boss you could have? It was you. I accept death.
Okay, and
Oh, wait, but what you said about banjo music earlier reminded me that like I was at a cross country meet because I run cross country, and they're playing the national anthem on a banjo. What you said about banjo music earlier reminded me that like I was at a cross country meet because I run cross country.
Anyway, someone is echoing into live stream, so
Is that going yet? I don't have it open on another screen.
Okay,
so.
oh, never mind. Never mind, it was just me.
You're echoing your own stream.
Well, I just ate it out.
That deserves an
Yes, that definitely deserves it. Anyways, the live stream will be officially starting in 2 minutes.
Officially starting, even though you said it was starting in the announcements in a single minute.
You see, we're in the pre-live stream mess around period.
That means I can do this.
Dead. No.
Why not?
I'm gonna lower your volume.
Fine.
If you do it again, I challenge you to Dark Souls PvP.
Oh.
You know I can't win because of my hardware, right?
Yes.
Anyways, we'll be officially ending the pre-intro mess around period and starting the countdown in less than a minute.
Ah, fuck! I just actually shot myself in the foot.
Good job.
That just happened. Anyways,
I forgot my airsoft gun was cocked. And I just shot myself in the foot.
You oofed yourself. Got it.
Okay, 10 seconds. Actually, 15. 10 seconds. Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, extraterrestrials. If those of you are here today. No, we're not talking about vampires. I'm sorry, Zero. It is I, your host, Phoenix, and welcome to If. If is a show where we kind of just generally talk about if questions, any if questions, and usually we end up with world building, but the goal is to discuss the possibilities when a if question is presented and the statement is to come true. And today's topic is aliens, as Zero have helpfully pointed out. More specifically, first contact with aliens. By the way, currently you guys are muted, so since you know intro thing, but I'll mute you guys in a moment when I say let's begin. And more specifically, first contact. What if we were to encounter aliens for the first time? Let's begin. Okay, okay, you guys can talk now. You guys are unmuted.
Okay, fair warning to everyone watching, this tends to get derailed very easily and very fast.
It does, especially with me here.
Mainly
Okay.
crazy.
Okay.
I'm not here yet.
Yes,
Yeah, it
that's
was mainly crazy.
crazy. Fuck off. Okay, very good
He's
point.
not in here.
Crazy's in chat.
Oh, I see him.
Okay, very good point presented by Zero here. They visit us or we visit them. Because depending on which one, there's gonna be a huge thing there was the technical difference. If we visit them, it's either that we have the technology to, or that
Apple technology.
or that one of our probes were to encounter them.
The more interesting thing was if we encountered each other as we were flying through space.
Yes, that would actually be very amazing.
We just crashed into each other.
The first warp capable spacecraft dropping out of warp in Alpha Centauri as the alien vessel drops out of warp on a close orbit. a similar orbit on the nearby planet, and we pick up each other's warp signature.
You know, why does
How would we have...
or something.
Crazy's
Why does
here,
this
boys.
place have an NSFW section?
Yo.
Don't question it.
I got bored,
not-
and whatever you do, don't you get the not safe for life. You will regret it.
Do not ever ask for the
Even
not
though
safe
I'm
for
the
life.
one- Even though I'm the one who owns it.
You will.
I would not click on that. No.
Good
Yeah,
choice.
I don't regret it, but okay.
Okay, and there you go. As you can see, we've just been derailed. And let's get things back on track. So who visits who? That's gonna be a huge thing. Also, that's gonna also depend on when it happens.
For the sake of it right now, we should probably just say it's them visiting us.
Okay, in that case, and them visiting us. At what point in time? Now or a bit further in the future? Also, please stop the random
Capture
sounds.
real quick.
So like today, now, or later down the line in the future.
Let's say now, just so it's easier.
Okay, now would
I was
actually be
taking a
pretty
look at
interesting. Okay, so let's say.
Some stuff.
Okay,
Stuff.
perfect.
And there's some research about like other lives in planets.
not
that
now, Crazy. We're not about to get derailed again. I know that you're trying to talk about extraterrestrials, but here's the thing. We're not talking about the exact research of life on other planets. We're talking about what if right now I look out my window, look into the sky, and a giant alien spaceship suddenly appear out of nowhere. I'm talking about that kind of scenario.
Going to like,
Benevolent or
The government would probably flip out.
Yeah, the government is gonna flip out so bad.
At least one of them's gonna try and attack before.
What
we
you
I
can
feel
attack.
like everything's going to be
I think I
nuked.
just randomly thought of a new thing for.
And
next
okay,
week.
okay. And the next very important
Why
thing
don't
is
you know what the SCP
what their level of technology is at, and what they assume our level of technology is at. Because if they assume our technology is more primitive than what we have now, how many
It's
nukes do we have
basically just
stockpiled again?
Quite a few.
Not enough is the answer.
Not enough, but quite a few.
Okay,
Yeah,
maybe
we'd have to develop entirely new launching systems for the
like if
nukes.
we come here today, they would have the technology to like space travel to a place that we didn't see before. So that would be pretty advanced, and
Crazy, we can hear you.
wouldn't what?
Crazy, your mic is messed up. Stop mumbling.
Yeah, damn it.
I'm just gonna get rid of the Actually, I'm shut. I'm gonna keep the live notes there. Someone. Okay. Anyways, let's keep moving things forward. So if they can come to us, Crazy said in live chat. Well, if they can come to us, they either. Okay. Here's the next very important thing. Let's talk about traveling through deep space. There's multiple proposed way of traveling super long distance in deep space. One of which is warp, which we don't know if it's even plausible. Well, there is research showing that it is possible, but we don't know if it is actually doable.
Yeah.
And there's a second option.
As Zero saying, we're assuming they come to us and have the technology.
Okay. Here's the next thing about deep space travel. There is this concept called a generation ship, and the idea of a generation ship is people board the ship with the intent purpose to fuck. Yes, you heard me right.
We're not surprised you've all heard of that before.
Yes. And basically the idea is to, as it travels through deep space, by the time it arrives, all the original crew would have died long ago, but replaced by new crews that have grown up on the spacecraft.
And also with less fighting skills.
Well, it entirely depends on the capability of the spacecraft. If it's something like what I wrote in that story that I wrote a while back, with a ship with the capacity of over 10,000, with a maximum capacity of 20,000 individuals, effectively a flying city-state through space, then that kind of generation ship would definitely work. One moment. Just let me quickly rearrange my second thing real quick. Okay. Okay. Now moving forward. Aliens. Okay. Alien. Okay. Let's just assume that the aliens are sentient. I suppose. Are sentient. Technological species. Also, sound blast. We're not exactly talking about the RP. We're just discussing the if question in general. So there's that. Sound blast. Hello. Okay. There you go. There you go. He realized now.
No, I was muted on purpose.
Okay, attached to rocks in space and fall to Earth. Orbital bombardment? Seriously? Anyways, whatever.
Literally everything, Phoenix. Why are you complaining?
Anyways, Crazy, your question about them getting resources and stuff. When I say generation ship, it has the intent purpose of being able to survive for long time in space. We're not going to talk about how. We're just going to say that they do. So just that.
So they arrive in Earth's upper atmosphere.
In Earth's upper atmosphere with some sort of or maybe high Earth orbit, because low Earth orbit is a bit of a shitstorm.
Uh-huh.
We all know that.
And what are they doing? Are they coming here to terraform and colonize the planet, or did they just, for some reason, stumble upon Earth?
Let's say for some reason stumble
Hey,
upon
there's a
Earth
plant
because
full of monkeys. They're slowly killing themselves, so I should probably step in.
let's just say they somewhat they stumble upon a perfectly habitable world on their travels, and they notice that it's already being inhabited by a sentient species.
Now, the next question: what actions did they take?
That is a very good question because they could either be peaceful or hostile. And with the peaceful and hostile thing, we don't know. One good assumption
Let's
would be something similar to that of Columbus, but again,
let's go with the more fun. Let's go with the more fun one. War.
all right, first contact war. Let's do this. I am ready for this. I am ready for this.
Show them the glory that is garlic bread.
What if Scarlet kills them?
They
Oh,
don't deserve to live. Feed them more garlic.
oh. Oh yeah, right. We do have. Yes, right. We have a lot of nukes, but remember, one major thing about using nukes is
They
destroying
also
things
have
is an
nukes.
acceptable loss policy. So if you intend on dropping all the nukes on Earth,
You probably wouldn't have much of an
you would be
Earth
assuming that the entire Earth is acceptable loss, and that would not be the case under any circumstances. Also, another thing, as Zero pointed out, aliens would not immediately look at us and decide to destroy us. Crazy, please don't. I know humanity is a species capable of welling self-destruction, but we're not
so?
that crazy.
Yes, we are.
Okay, if it comes down to killing a city to get rid of aliens, yes.
That's something that's
Aliens is acceptable casualties.
if all the aliens have landed on a city, then killing millions would be acceptable casualties. But they are in high Earth orbit. Now that's a
Even
problem.
if they were in a higher orbit, dropping a nuke on a city would still be acceptable casualties.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Seeing we start.
so are they gonna try to make peace, or so the war? How well would that go? Like, what weapons do you think they'd be using?
Well, first thing first.
Maybe plasma shit.
There's one inherent flaw with energy weapons under any circumstances.
Energy loss.
Exactly, energy loss and the extreme energy requirement. So with
They
all
would
likelihood, they
also
will still be
probably
using
have better batteries as well.
projectile weapons of some sort. Either fired using chemical propellants or electromagnetic mass drivers.
Let's go for a bit more fun. Let's say they get railguns.
Yes, let's say that they have handheld fucking railguns. We have those too. It's just that it's not.
Except for ours are powered by
Except ours need a crazy. Those are called tethers. Those are called tethers. Crazy. Those things are called tethers, not umbilical cords. Umbilical cord is a specific organ that is used to connect a
Umbilical cords.
umbilical cord is an organ that connects the fetus to the mother's womb.
I'm pretty sure we all know.
I wish I had.
A
blood.
tether is a cable that transmits information, that transfers energy and supply from one body to another. Mechanical. They have similar functions, but they are not the same thing. Crazy. I repeat, they are not the same thing.
This is very interesting to say the least.
Yes,
Okay,
what do they look like?
Okay, now moving forward.
I'm thinking of a massive penises.
No.
We've been derailed again.
No, we're not derailed. We can't be derailed if we don't let them.
All right, moving
We're going to do
forward.
different
Assuming
power.
that they have handheld electromagnetic mass driving units, aka fucking railguns or advanced Gauss cannons of some sort. Likely advanced Gauss cannons, since railguns again, unless they have invented the material for it, the maintenance is going to be absolutely fucking crazy, and sufficiently advanced technology would enable Gauss cannons to have similar effects to bullets.
I think we should just make them look like a flood, and we should just have the flood. What if the flood were real?
We should have just picked a well-established alien species.
Yeah, let's just
already.
go with the flood. What if the flood were real? There we go. That's the
What if
question.
the flood invaded Earth? We'd be all screwed in hours.
Yes,
Yeah, we'd be all screwed in fucking
unless
hours.
we get Master Chief.
We don't have Master Chief!
Exactly.
This is the 21st century, we don't got Master Chief.
We
Oh.
can.
Although considering the fact that the flood looks pretty squishy, they might, like, in reality, they might be able to, like, get killed with just airsoft.
They have, like, forms they can take that have quite a bit of armor to them.
But just a...
Phoenix, they can convert tanks.
Oh,
They
shit.
can convert inorganic entities. Drones, tanks, doesn't matter to them.
In that case, then let's not go with the flood. The flood, we're gonna be
Let's go
done
with the
in
flood.
seconds. Anyways, I'm thinking maybe
you just
like...
need flame, dude. All you need is like one flamethrower.
You'd run out of fuel eventually.
Yeah, that's why
No.
we get more flamethrowers.
No, I'm pretty sure we were talking about like intelligent.
I'll be back later. I have to go.
They
a-
are intelligent.
So, yeah.
They can be incredibly intelligent.
Intelligent, sentient, and not a fucking
Dead.
and not a fucking
Phoenix.
plague.
Phoenix, the more
They
people
are
they get
intelligent,
absorbed,
though.
the smarter they become.
In that case, then can we like at least not have a
Is my
fucking
microphone
plague
better?
as our
Fine. Let's stick with the Halo theme. Let's just say Covenant.
Yeah,
All right,
let's just
covered
say
it.
the Covenant. As they glass our planet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
the fuck?
yeah. Instant
Shit.
planet glassing might not work so well. Now that I think about it.
Any race that has space superiority.
As the fucking thing that is hot enough to turn our entire planet into fucking glass. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not
Yeah,
gonna survive.
yeah,
that
maybe
long.
not someone that would instantly glass our fucking planet.
I wanna play Halo Reach now. Wish I had an Xbox.
Let's think of
Is
something
my
else.
microphone any better? Is my microphone better?
Yes.
Maybe we
Yeah.
Maybe we
What
go the
if
route.
there were hot dog aliens? As Sound Blast is saying in the live
It would
chat.
be delicious.
Yes.
As
Why not?
Sound Blast is saying on the live stream. What if hot dog aliens?
Yeah. That sounds pretty good. I don't see any problems.
I see one issue. Are the hot dog world eating champions would have a fun time.
Just that. Okay, let's keep moving forward. Let's assume that their technology level is superior to us, as in they have more advanced material. As in they have more advanced materials and battery technology, as well as basically all forms. But biologically they're a bit lacking. Biologically they're a bit less strong. How does that sound?
They're less strong.
Yes.
Redacted, why are you laughing so much?
Would you like to know?
Yes, I would actually.
Well, Zero, the idea that they can change looks might be a bit too far-fetched. Like maybe they can change looks, but
Oh,
it shouldn't be
God.
completely undetectable to our level of technology, because that's kind of just a bit far-fetched. They can build spaceships. We can also build spaceships. Surviving in space, we have the technology to do that. And again, with going with the whole generation shift thing, in 10 or 20 years, or maybe like within the next century, we would have the technology to construct a generation ship.
Okay.
In theory,
okay,
so
we say we do that.
so aliens, they might the aliens that arrives to our home world, to Earth, might not be all that much forward in terms of technology with the ability to change look. And also another thing, the whole having to change look thing, unless they have done this to multiple planets, having encountered multiple species before, they likely won't use that as one of their main options. So let's go with it is the first contact for the both of us. Both sides, both humans and aliens, were both having our first contact. Okay, all right. Make a deal with Earth. That's interesting. Make a deal with Earth. That would be actually fairly interesting. So one huge issue would be language. Assuming that, but I wouldn't doubt if of my best friend's alien or something break this. Crazy, stop.
What's going on?
Okay, trade knowledge for knowledge, resource for resource. That
would be pretty good.
That would actually be the optimal outcome for both of us.
We trade knowledge and we trade resources for knowledge.
That would actually be optimal for the both sides. However, let's just go with that. However, to make things a little bit more interesting, they're dead set on colonizing Earth, and they are willing to kill anything for it.
Not to mention
or human behaviors.
Fucking kill us from space.
Or just, us being humans. Or the crazy, we are not nuking ourselves.
Actually, to tell the truth, they could just wait. They don't have to do anything. They just have to wait for about 20 years.
Wait for about 20 years and we'll kill ourselves.
Yep.
That is brutally honest. However, assuming that moving on, assuming that we don't nuke ourselves and some random nation attacks, while the other nations are like, whoa, no, not us. It's just that one part of this planet that's having problem with you. If you want to nuke him, blast that tiny little bit. Not a huge issue with us. Just please be accurate.
Also, Phoenix, one issue.
If they are hostile, just feed them some garlic bread. It will solve all of
one
our issues.
issue with that, Phoenix.
Give them the recipe to garlic bread.
Language barrier.
Oh yeah, right. There's also that. Also, another thing is,
if they have technology to like travel to us, don't you think that they will have a smart AI to just go into Google and download every single book?
Just because they have AI.
Just because they have technology doesn't. You see, just because they have technology doesn't mean that their technology is compatible with ours. So it would maybe take decades for them to be able to properly research our the way our technology work and decipher our language.
Self-learning technology right now is really fucking strong.
Yeah, but the problem is with
imagine a society
or get a ping, says Zero.
A lot more sophisticated.
Keep going. I like where you're going with this. I want to see where this goes.
Let me just say this. Let's say that you don't know how to speak Korean, but you know how to speak English. Maybe you build an AI to get phrases in Korean and try to randomly generate letters or
you see
words.
Okay, you see the
simple.
Okay, crazy. Let me just okay, I think you have a bit of misconception about how self-learning AIs works. So allow me to give you a better rundown explanation of it.
They test every possibility until they find the right one.
They find the right one, but the problem is they don't know the AI don't know the right one. The AI is there is nothing to compare it against. You may have, let's say, 500 phrases in 500 Korean words and a thousand English words that hopefully will match up with those Korean words. But the problem is, even if the AI tries every single possible combination, there's no way for the AI to match it up to something without a reference.
AI can say that something is right or wrong, like language-wise. But if you think like this, if you have like in Korean, crazy is crazy. But then you try to translate it and you randomly generate something and it becomes crazy is blue.
Okay,
that
you see.
makes sense. If that makes sense.
Okay, crazy.
It's probably going to become more
crazy.
like
Crazy.
Crazy, I still don't think that you understand.
It will probably become more like this. Y is R.
Yeah, that's something that's more likely to end up being the translation
Any
that's the AI output.
everything's gonna sound like gibberish, no matter what you do.
Yeah, exactly. Without a reference. Okay, there we go. Zero said that they have to first add it to their translator. So basically figuring out our language, and someone wrote in live notes.
Phoenix, you done yet?
Okay.
Hey, Mo, check live notes.
Okay, moving forward.
Wait.
Also, another thing is the whole English man learning Spanish thing. It's not exactly accurate. An Englishman learn. It would be more accurate if you were to say Englishman learning Chinese without any reference. Without any reference material. That would be what it's like. That would be it would be more like trying to decipher an entirely unknown language. So basically it would require like the world's greatest linguists and stuff. One moment, I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright.
Hey, now we can spam the live stream with whatever we want for now.
Yeet.
Also crazy because
Did
you have
you know what to do? Start spamming.
Is that seriously what you do when I'm not around?
Yes.
All right. Kids will be kids.
We're not gonna deny it. It's yes.
Kids will be kids.
Go fuck yourself.
Anyways, here's the next thing.
Didn't your interest say this was gonna be a professional?
Yeah, we tried, but it's not going.
Okay. Next thing. You see,
I couldn't be professional if my life depended on it.
You see, here's the thing. They don't know our grammar, so if it makes grammatical sense, they won't know. Their AI won't have anything to compare it to. So unless they were to somehow able to acquire a sample of the any language on Earth,
Okay, just abduct the guy and probe his asshole.
Don't you think that if aliens get here, that we wouldn't have like someone to represent humanity to talk to them? They could collect samples from that conversation, like record it somehow.
One point that is there would be let's say watch. One point that would make sense is let's say if they were, since you know the reverse engineering technology, reverse engineering our computer language would probably be a lot easier than actually reverse engineering our actual language, since ones and zeros is just the computer language. So if they were to be able to acquire a sample of our technology, which hopefully hopefully won't be too difficult for them. Since we have like 50 million abandoned satellites up there, and quite a few are communication satellites. If they were to just pick one up and study it, they can probably figure out our
I just realized that was
reverse
like
engineer our technology, and from there go to our language. But let's say that in 3 decades, we finally figure out each other's language, and the world's best linguists and diplomats comes together on a spaceship sent up there to meet them, or they come down to
Donald
us.
Trump goes up to shake hands with the aliens.
I said 3 decades. By then Donald Trump would have been deported.
Now he'd
Probably
be the
not.
dictator.
No, he wouldn't.
Probably not.
Could only hope.
You can't deport him. Why would you deport him to begin with?
He's a cunt. That's why.
So what?
Anyways,
Don't deserve to
by
be American.
then Donald Trump wouldn't be the president.
That's why. I
But
live in
again-
Sweden.
But again, let's hope.
We're back.
But again, if that is assuming that Donald Trump doesn't launch nukes at them.
Well, he was
He
pretty good
probably
about that
will.
with North Korea, so.
He was very close. Very close.
Just be glad he didn't. And he made peace instead.
Do you have any idea how hard it was for the diplomats and politicians who are trying to get him to stop? Oh, good lord. But anyways, moving forward, assuming that we finally figured it out, and be able to successfully communicate. Finally, after 3 full decades.
We'd be talking to completely different people.
Actually, that after 3 full decades, we finally figure everything out. Actually, let's see what happens then. Let's see what happens then. Guys, hello?
Hi.
Yes.
I'm not here anymore.
Hi.
Okay, at this point, we're on to the point where we finally understand the language of we finally understand each other's language.
Well, this is where trade begins and integration.
All right.
But to be fair, we've probably been doing that long before we fully figured their language out.
To be fair, we've probably done that like 5 years in. Hello, welcome. Here's a nice patch of land on this tiny little island. On this massive chunk of land, just south of Asia. It's totally not dangerous and harmful, and there's plenty of clear space for you to land. It's called Australia. Enjoy. You don't need to know what that name means.
Australia doesn't exist, though.
Yeah, according to Flat Earth Society, it doesn't exist. It's just a government cover-up. Just like Earth isn't a planet.
But everywhere else is.
Yeah, that was a well-deserved oof.
That wasn't well deserved. It just broke up the silence.
Anyways,
We're running
moving
out of
on, we
things to
have
talk about.
so
Yeah, we're already running out of stuff. Let's take a
We're running dry
more
here, boys.
dangerous. Let's take a more dangerous and say we have
Let's say-
a relatively decent space fleet.
okay. All right, we have a relatively
Let's see
decent.
for-
Let's say 50 miscellaneous ships of battleships, destroyers, cruisers, and carriers. And each carrier has a complement of about 500 fighters each.
Wait,
Okay,
what?
here's the thing.
What?
Space fighters doesn't make a lot of sense. What would make a bit more sense would be say slightly larger CubeSats that are supposed to be drones that are carrying basic weapons.
Well, you have fighters if you need to
Just
use
like
fighters for.
interceptors on Earth.
Also,
except
not-
in
pretty much.
space.
You intercept other enemy fighters with them.
All right. There's that. So we have
That's
a
your
relatively
only
decent
legal
space fleet
purpose.
composed of one one carrier,
No, say
Two
5
dis-
carrier.
five. Okay, 5 carriers since you know America's fucking crazy.
5.
But
Like
that
I
wouldn't
said,
be one
50 odd
fleet.
ships.
And 50 something odd ships, 5 of which are carrier, a bunch of frigates, cruisers, and destroyers and stuff. Aliens shows up, decides to be hostile and shows up with a similar amount of ships, or maybe like half as much, maybe. Depends.
Or maybe like just wipes us all out instantly.
That'd be boring.
Yeah. Let's say humanity puts a decent fight. Most any bombardment capabilities
That's
at
all
the
over the damn
full
place.
Also, let's just say that we have a moon and Mars colony at that point as well, just to make things a bit simpler.
Yeah. The Great War of Mars.
No, we're not going for a Noah Zero here. We are not. I repeat, we are not.
Why?
The war where Mars was lost to the aliens.
That would be a pretty good one. Mars was lost to the aliens. What's that?
Our moon base is now officially our main space military base.
Our main space military base where our fleets are being built, and people launched from Earth will first arrive at the moon, then onto the fleet. We can, and again with the whole you can't really build a blockading space thing, but what you can do is predict where they will be and intercept them. And
It's
intercept.
called Sphere. That's your space blockade.
No.
You just
But
blow
you
the
can
whole place
intercept.
up.
But you can intercept them if you predict where they will be by the time they arrive.
Which is going to be relatively difficult. Also, just imagine how slow some space battles would be.
It's gonna take a while, but again, space battles.
Because people, I mean, if you have long-range projectile weapons, you'll have a clear advantage in space.
Okay.
Because there's no air resistance to stop your projectile.
Oh yes, right.
A very important thing. Bullet drop.
A very important thing about the whole space battle thing. Nerdiest made a video on realistic space battles. You guys should probably reference that when we talk about the whole battling space thing. But
wait, what video?
Nerdiest made the Nerdiest because
I have
science.
no clue who that is.
Send a link.
Okay, I'm gonna go get a link.
I also now own
realistic space battles.
Oh yeah, I think I already watched that like a long time ago.
Yes, the video's been up for quite a while. One moment, let me. Ha.
LOL.
The truth about space war by Because Science. I'll post that link in open discussions. You guys can reference to that.
Cool.
Anyways, so since we're referencing that, one decisive factor in winning or losing a battle would be the heat output. Sometimes you might just be forced to surrender or escape before your heat rises too high. And also, since in this case, none of the
ice back.
if that works, that'd be great.
They just bring ice into space, like dry ice or something. Shove it near your engine or something.
That'd be great if it worked. But anyway, since again limited technology, even though although long range, it's still not going to be faster than light. So any sort of light-based long-range detection system is going to allow need to make evasive maneuvers. Also, another thing, all the ships that are in space at the moment could also very easily just make small maneuvers every now and then to make it harder to predict where they will be in the next moment.
So instead of communication cracking to win a war, now you just need to crack the randomizer to see where their next movement's going to be and shoot there.
Yep, or just fire lots of bullets and hope that one of them lands.
Yeah, I mean, you just take maybe a few thousand Vulcan turrets and just fire in one direction. I mean, you'll get launched back into orbit, but
I mean, you'll get launched into a different orbit, but hopefully you'll hit them. Also,
I mean, with a few million bullets, I'm pretty sure you'll get at least one hit.
Yeah. Also, another thing is thermal-based ammunition is going to be very big in this because, again, in space it's really hard to dissipate heat. So
You just need to go onto like the shady part of the moon or something. Then the whole thing will freeze though.
Oh, you see, in space there is no air or medium for heat to leave your craft,
Actually,
even if you are in the dark side of the
space is actually a tiny bit.
even if you're on the dark side of the moon.
The only thing being on the dark side of the moon will help with is the fact that your vehicle won't be heated up by the sun.
That's the only thing that will help by. It won't help you dissipate heat at all.
Heat sinks on the outside of ships will be utterly useless.
Well, you see, there is a thing called radiators. So first thing in space battle, deploy the radiators. Captain a Mustang of United Helios a Federation.
Helium is going to be a very useful substance.
Helios is the name of our star, the sun.
Liquid helium.
Oh, liquid helium. Ah, yes, liquid helium. That's gonna be pretty good.
But liquid oxygen.
That's explosive.
It's as if you want to blow up your ship.
It's also
Kamikaze ships would also be interesting.
Isn't liquid helium one of the coldest things that we can make?
Actually, it's solid hydrogen, but again, that's very difficult to make. So liquid helium would probably be
liquid helium would probably be one of the most efficient options.
Yeah, probably. There's also liquid nitrogen.
Until we have a better way of making it until we have a better way of making a liquid solid hydrogen.
Another thing is ejectable heat sinks. Another thing is ejectable heat sinks, which I remember from Elite Dangerous. The idea is to eject a overheated. The idea is to pump as much heat into a single block as possible and eject it out into space to get rid of all that heat. That's the option, but again, you're gonna run out of it eventually. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean, that one strategy used to assist with it. But
and here's a very important thing. During a war, it's very important. One of the deciding factors is cracking the enemy's communication and technology. So throughout the war, human scientists and engineers will be working day and night to try to figure out the enemy's technology, scavenged from wreckages and everything. Figuring out their communication by having spy satellites floating around everywhere, intercepting signal, every last radio transmission that they come across, and beaming them directly back to our fleet via laser transmission or something. Working day and night trying to figure things out. So that would be one major thing. So and since cracking communication becomes way higher of a priority during wartime rather than any time else, rather than 3 whole decades, it might only take, let's say, half a decade. crack communication and maybe reverse engineer each other's technology. And by then, when the first basic communication can be established, that would probably be the first step towards peace and maybe hopefully intergalactic empire led by these two species that for some reason decided to fight each other the moment they met. So yeah, there's that. But hey, we've explored the basic war option as well. Also, as for more complex wars and stuff, reference Humanity Fuck Yeah. I'll post a link to that Reddit.
I also posted a story that is from it that is really fucking good. If you would like to read it.
Anyways, I'm gonna post the Reddit link to Humanity Fuck Yeah in open discussion for people to reference when it comes to complex. For when the enemy is way ahead of us, as well as some other situations. So let's try something else.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go make a sandwich.
So now let's try something else. Since we've already went through 2 scenarios already, and we're barely and we're not even halfway through the live stream. So yeah. And we're not even halfway through the live stream, so you guys can explore some of that. Let's see what's another situation that's potentially interesting.
Who would have more diseases to wipe out the other race, the aliens or the people?
Right. Biological warfare. Let's not go that far. That's a whole nother can of worms. It might take a whole. Actually, you know, since we got plenty of time, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Diseases. One major thing whenever new things are encountered, humans going to a new land, or new things comes to us.
Diseases,
exactly. For example, when people first landed in America from Europe, they brought smallpox. Absolutely deadly to the locals, deadly to the native population, but the settlers are more or less immune to it because they have built up immunity. Let's talk the Black Plague, the bubonic plague, the Black Death. It originated in Africa, and it wasn't even meant for humans. It was brought to Europe on the back of a black rat in a fleet, and it killed a lot of Europeans.
1/3 of the world's population gone.
There we go.
Unfortunately, it wasn't perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
As all things should be.
Unfortunately, no.
Thanos did nothing wrong.
Seriously?
He did nothing wrong.
All right. Moving forward. So, during first contact, diseases were being transferred over. Actually, that brings up another very good point. If I remember correctly, NASA have a dedicated department to protecting space from our germs. Protecting space from our germs. The rovers and stuff that are to be landed on other planets have been thoroughly checked to be sterilized of pretty much everything. So, first contact, we might have to worry more about diseases coming over from that side to this side, and this side to that side, depending on how well NASA's doing their job on, making sure we don't,
Kill ourselves on the diseases.
and kill them with our diseases by accident, because that would not be good for diplomacy.
What if first contact, overwhelming negative review?
Wait, what?
I am back.
Seriously?
100% dislike.
Eh?
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Should be.
Also, who disliked it?
2 people did.
Send me the link really quick.
It's in the announcements.
Okay, another interesting thing about the whole first contact thing was the movie Valerian and City of Thousand Stars.
There we go.
That one was just humans building a space station, and it keeps building up, and eventually alien races caught on and docked there as well. But that's kind of boring.
Take a look at the light district.
But
like
it does
right now.
but it does end up as something
Oh,
very
someone liked
interesting.
it.
Hey! Everyone liked it. Hey!
I disliked it.
I only like it because I'm in it.
I disliked it because I'm in it.
Well, who would like to experience pain?
Please don't. We're still in the middle of a live. It's a live stream.
I
We're not even
know.
halfway through.
That's why.
Do it.
3, 2, 1. I'm guessing I was muted.
I reduced the desktop audio volume.
I hardly even heard the damn thing.
Ah.
Anyways,
Okay.
the live stream's going streaming pretty smoothly, right? For you guys.
That's debatable.
Ah, I see. It's audio smooth. Just making sure.
No, the audio is good. The audio is good. It's just the actual stream itself is going, eh.
Ah, shit.
We never
I dropped a bit rate
Thank
too much.
We title something, we have no questions to ask. Or we don't have enough info to go off of. We need more structure to these. Okay?
Alright,
There can be
This is
multiple.
a learning
We
experience.
need like a
and this
list
at an
of
hour
questions. We need like a list of questions.
Yeah. To ask and answer.
here's a good one.
So,
What should we name our intergalactic human empire?
Cuba.
Yes! The Cuban Army of Redacted. Oh god, I'm choking on myself. Oh fuck. Dad, would you like to play some? Oh, I'm getting invaded.
You're actually getting invaded?
Yeah, I got
okay,
invaded in the place.
okay. Here's another one for you to try on. The United Solaris Federation, the Federation of United Solaris.
Well.
No. It's too close to Solar, and that's sad.
United Helios, the United Helios system.
Even worse.
The Terran Empire.
That works. For the Emperor!
For the human race.
No, it's for the Emperor. You hear
Okay,
me?
fine.
Definitely had the full
For
upgrade.
the Emperor.
He was a true
Failed.
dad. I didn't
Wait,
stand
you
a
got-
chance.
You got invaded by a true giant, Dad?
Yeah,
For
he had
the
the
Emperor.
chaos
God.
white
Makes
hand
you
and
worse
everything.
than me right now.
All right.
I just want
Alright,
to see if you wanted to Peppa
Let's
Pig.
see. Moving forward. moving forward, working FTL technology. How would it be like? What would it be like?
Whom's knows?
I'm guessing lots of ships would explode by accident.
Yes.
Yeah, that would probably
Accident.
especially with the
Accident and heavy quotation marks.
Yeah, would you like to play some Dark Souls?
Yeah, probably the first
No.
100 or something test ships that are being sent between Earth, high Earth orbit and Martian orbit, and high Martian orbit, resulting in a lot of explosions and hull warped beyond belief, and the black box data completely distorted. Just keep on trying one thing after another till it works.
Or if they just glass the whole planet from orbit and there's no one left but the ISS.
Hey, we've moved on from that. We're onto human warp technology. Go back and watch the rest of the earlier part of the stream.
We can go revisit stuff. There's 2 hours.
Yeah, we're only at an hour mark. We're already running out of ideas. You should not have made these more than 2 hours. An hour seems to be the perfect time for these ones.
Yeah. The whole aliens thing.
I'm just playing Dark Souls.
Yeah, the whole aliens things is way too overly.
How that's going? I'm
explored.
currently going
It's way
through
too
the
complex
Town of
with 2
Odyssey.
little questions. We should end this now and come back next Friday with a more structured set of stuff.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. But
nice.
yeah. Anyways, it has been Phoenix of the Terran Empire, and
Chester, you aren't gonna kill me this time.
Okay. That's been Phoenix of. All right then. I guess I suppose we've kind of did overexplore it a bit, and there's lots of people thinking about it. I'll post a few other interesting links that you can reference for what if humans found aliens, or what if aliens found humans.
I knew you were a mimic.
I'll also put this here. Anyways, you can reference these 3 links for some interesting stuff, and it's being Phoenix of the Terran Empire, and I bid you farewell. Just as saying if.
You have all been.
I lowered your volume.
I know you did. Oh, yes.
And, yeah. Well, welcome to the post live stream mess around. We're probably gonna keep this up for the next.
Can I leave now?
Next 10 minutes or so. And yes, you can leave.
All right.
Goodbye.
See ya. Gnat in my eye.
Anyways, post live stream mess around. Okay, I guess you're all gone. It's over. Goodbye, everyone. See ya.